Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for for episode 66 of the Idiots on a Mic. Tommy just stepped off. We don't have Rod with us today. He's got some things to handle back at home, I suppose.
I'm your Rod tonight.
That's okay. So we did in a mad scramble get Tom to come on. Thanks for joining us, Tommy. Last time we had you was the marathon episode. What did you think? Did you enjoy that?
Oh, it was great. I polished up on my Ninja Turtle trivia after. I was embarrassed, but really happy I knew more movie trivia than my sister, so that helped out.
Yeah, and we put you in a bad spot with the questions, knowing full well that probably not going to get those. Probably hasn't been, but at least a decade since you've seen anything Ninja Turtles related. With the exception, I'm sure you saw the live action style ones because Megan Fox was in them. What other reason is there to watch those?
Right, I didn't even see any turtles in that one.
Yeah, what was that movie about again?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I enjoyed it, and I mean we might as well just pull the scores back up. Tom, you got a 2 out of 5. You were in a majority of the company. So,
I'd say that's the average.
Yeah, I would argue. Yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 2 out of 5s, 3 out of 5s. We did have a 5 out of 5. To be fair, those questions were a lot easier than they needed to be. One of our buddies, he's in film school now, so he's a big movie buff guy, and the questions that I asked were just beach balls,
you're throwing softballs, you know.
So a little unfair on our part. We got a lot to talk about today, though. Tesla is working on the Optimus prototype, which is his AI humanoid prototype robot deal. Supposedly coming out at the end of 2022, and we've seen kind of pictures of it. Whether that's going to be realistic or not, and they said a working prototype, which kind of scares me because what is a non-working prototype for an AI, and how do we determine if it's working or not, if it completes functions? They basically say we want it to do dangerous tasks that we don't want people to perform, or like mind-numbing tasks. It's two ends of the spectrum there, I feel like. But NASA scientists say, hey, we can terraform Mars to make it more like Earth so that we can actually inhabit Mars. He's also on the way out of NASA, so maybe this is like all smoke and mirrors, and he's like kind of kicking and screaming as he's getting ready to retire, whatever the case may be, and he's just like, wait a minute, hold on, I've still got some genius left in me.
I got a good theory for that one, but when we get to it, I'll get into my theory.
Okay. All right. Facebook hosted 3 huge concerts in the Metaverse, and apparently they fucking stink.
What's a Metaverse?
This is the whole AI virtual reality thing that we're going to, like Metaverse. Facebook is basically Meta, which is what Facebook was.
Yeah.
They're trying to build this virtual reality world within that, and this is kind of where Bitcoin and things like that are going to start to come into play and actually have quote unquote physical value, where you could spend Bitcoin in this metaverse and do all these different things directly in the metaverse. They're coming out with all different. Have you seen Ready Player One?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the intention is, I think, in the grand scheme of things.
There you go.
There we go. I don't know if it's going to be more like for gaming or communication, whatever the case may be. Maybe they're setting up. I don't know about you with work. Like we have a lot of Zoom meetings and things like that now. Are they gonna create virtual boardrooms that we're all going to be sitting in to go through these meetings? I mean, coronavirus is not slowing down. This thing's back on the rise once again. So
We actually just had our so we were gonna have an in-person sales meeting this week. It was supposed to be this whole week, and it's a huge thing. It's usually like 7 a.m. till almost 9 a.m. at night with all the dinners and stuff. Canceled it because of COVID, and we had Monday, Tuesday jam-packed full of PowerPoints and Zoom. It was not productive. I mean, it's good information, but you get so much more out of it in person. But again, that's a rant that I could go on forever on.
Oh, for sure. It's tough. There's like a multitude of distractions that could go on when you're, whether you're at home, even if you're at your office, sitting down and you're talking to someone who is miles away. They might be in their home, or whether it's their office, whatever the case may be. And there's just a magnitude of things surrounding you where if you're sitting at your desk, people think you're available. People just want to say, hey, I want to talk to you about something real quick. And then you got to do one of these things. Hey, dickhead, I'm on the phone, kind of situations. And then it makes
even when no one's there, somebody comes over and I'm just like, dude, that's on. Don't talk to me. Like,
yeah.
Keep looking at the news.
I get two sets of headphones. I got the ones that like just go in your ear, more like the ones you have. And then I have the ones where I'm like, please don't try to converse with me today.
Get the fuck off headphones.
yeah. I'm gonna get stickers made. Fuck on this side, off on this side, and then just kind of as I'm shaking my head when they come over, maybe they'll get the message.
Right.
3 people are slated to play Batman in the year 2022. Michael Keaton, who is going to play a very small role in the Flash movie. We also have Robert Pattinson. We can get into that whole discussion. Is he going to be a good bit? The trailer looks amazing.
I haven't seen it yet.
Do yourself a favor, watch the trailer. It does look like it has potential. I don't know about him as Batman. And then, of course...
when does he turn into a vampire? It's kind of the same thing, right? Like morph. Like, don't they turn into bats sometimes?
Oh.
I'm just dropping all sorts of theories tonight. Goddamn, let's go.
Here we go. And then, of course, Ben Affleck to reprise his role in whatever. I don't know if it's going to be a Justice League movie, whatever the case may be. Probably one of the worst Batman so far, but
for sure,
it is what it is. In 7 days, I don't know if you are a Disney Plus person, but Marvel's Eternals is going to be on Disney Plus. Pretty excited for that. Haven't watched it yet.
You know how I'm a Disney Plus guy. I get it from somebody.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we need to discuss the whole Paramount Plus situation. People keep asking me about watching Yellowstone, and I've got to get on it. There's just so much conversation surrounding that. And now
you've never watched it?
No.
It's really good.
Now that the prequel's out, also that's going to be something I'm going to have to get invested in. 1887 or something like that. 1883 maybe. Yeah, I know Yellowstone is good. I know it's one of those things. So here's the thing: this is probably the only show that I've assumed the Rod position in, because every time I tell Rod, "Hey, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. You got to check this out."
Does Rod watch it?
No, he doesn't, because he's a fucking.
Oh, okay. He doesn't watch anything.
No, it took him. All right, Daredevil came out in 2015. I've been riding the Daredevil train ever since I watched it on Netflix. He just watched it. Like, he's just now watching it within the past couple weeks. So take that with a grain of salt. That's who he is as a human being. That's neither here nor there. That's why every now and then I have to replace him as the co-host on the show, because it gets my blood boiling, you know.
I'm the better looking Rod Daddy.
Whoa. You don't have the mustache grown out. I think you need to.
I guess he's got me there. Don't mind me as I shove my face.
Oh, you're good. BMW shows off car that changes color with the touch of a button. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? A lot of speculation like, hey, if I was in a police chase, I could just go ahead and change this color. Now the cops, they were looking for this red sedan. Now I'm in a blue sedan. That seems like very detrimental to the police unless they have some sort of scanner that can detect something like that. I don't see how that would be the case, but who knows? I feel like government entities are probably the first one to have the best technology, and so if anybody's going to have it, it would be military and police before anybody else. But that's just our theory. Man, this like fluorescent light or whatever this is does not do me any service. Look at how fucking.
I can't wait till you go to Alaska and get a good tan. You might come back whiter.
Yeah. So I mean, that's coming up in a couple weeks. Rod will be the host for that week because I will be going on my honeymoon. We're going to Alaska in the darkest times of Alaska, basically, in hopes to see the Northern Lights.
Well, if he needs a host, tell him to call me because I do a better Matt than I do a Rod.
A better Rod. Okay. You got an impression? You going to do an impression right now?
No, I can't. Not until you give us your best mush.
Oh, okay. All right, here it is. I'm gonna be. Hey!
Don't do that. They're gonna go way too fast. They're gonna fling you off.
They're gonna be going 90 and a 55. No, but so we are doing we're doing some dog sledding. I'm excited for that. Like they said about half the ride, you're just sitting on the sled, all kind of bundled up, which I'm fine with. It's going to be fairly cold there. And then the other half, as long as the trails aren't too bad or anything, they let you steer. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I got this little he's half Pomeranian, half Husky, so it's a little bit different, but I've been barking at this Husky.
With him in the backyard.
Yeah. I've been barking at this Husky for the past couple days now. Like, hey, listen here, you son of a bitch. I mean, he's only 35 to 40 pounds, so he's probably not pulling anybody effectively, but he'll give it a hell of a run. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
All right. Anti-vaxxers are saying Betty White died because of COVID boosters. R.I.P. Betty White. Died at the age of 99. Just shy.
She was so close.
Oh, she was amazing too. Just shy of 100 years old, and that terrifies me for what 2022 is going to bring. You know, New Year's Eve, Betty White croaks, and we have to anticipate the worst. I would imagine going into this year. What a legend, though. Have you seen some of the behind the scenes stuff with Betty White? She was raunchy as all get up.
She'd be somebody you'd want to have a drink with.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
What are you doing after the show? That's who I want to hang out with.
And I imagine she's one of those, every now and then you get that case of the old man or the old lady, and they're in their triple digits. What was the secret to long life? And it's I saw this one. It was beer for indigestion, wine for heart-related issues. Just go on and on, going down the list of all these alcohols. And I was so instead of medicine, you're just taking a shot of each one of these before bed. And that's the kind of person you aspire to be. You know, you get that age, or you hope to get that age, and
for sure,
seen some things, done some stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You at least have some good stories.
Absolutely. And then we're going to wrap it up with Pope Francis is saying that opting out of having children and having pets instead is inhumane. I've got a lot of things to comment on in regards to that. I don't want to get into it too much until we hit that topic. We circle back to it. But so let's kick this thing off. Okay, we've got Tesla's robots. I'm not entirely sure what he has planned by saying, okay, so eliminate dangerous, repetitive, or boring tasks. And like I said, those seem like very different things to me in regards to the spectrum of what we're trying to get this thing to accomplish. Dangerous tasks, I don't know. Is this thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Are they gonna fight wars for us? What are they doing here?
That's a good question. I see this faceless humanoid thing. I would not put a weapon in this thing's hand. I just watched iRobot again, earlier this week.
you ever watch Ex Machina?
Oh yeah. See,
That's what makes me think of.
See, but at least with this one, it doesn't have like a human face, whereas that Ex Machina did, and then it just gets out into the world, and you're like, this thing was setting us up for failure the entire time. No, thank you. At least with yeah. I mean, at least with this one, there's no like false sense of security. There's like you're gonna have constant skepticism because it's literally just this black and white generic body with no face, unless it has like light up things on its face. I mean, Amazon is kind of starting to approach this with that little robot on wheels that follows you around. And like you can give it commands like, hey, like circle the house if you're not home so it can monitor your home. You can say, hey, did I leave the oven on? It'll go check and show you with the camera. You could say, hey,
I've never seen that.
You could
when did
set
that come
something.
out?
Oh, it's been a few months now. It's probably been 2 or 3 months, I bet.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You can tell it, you can put something on it and say, hey, go deliver this to so and so, like as long as they're within the parameters of the house, and it'll go and do that. I'll have to see if I can find that. It's pretty interesting. I think this is Elon's attempt to do that. I think now we're just in a deadlock between Bezos and Elon for what kind of technology they can come up with. Yeah, see, need one to tell me if the garage closed or not. I mean, I think it'd be a wonderful tool. My dogs would absolutely hate it. I mean, like we were talking
you don't
about
have to circle the block.
Yeah. Like we were talking about before the show, we just got a Roomba for Christmas, and they think this thing is the absolute devil, to the point where it's like, all right, we have to shut them in the bedroom, let the thing run, and then we can let it back out because they want to tear it to shreds. That things aren't cheap, so it's one of those like, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't. And then you go to see them like go to bite it, and I'm like, all right, let's maybe take a break. Take a break, go sit down, cool off a little bit. But
what do you think they think? Like, what the hell is this thing? Better start attacking it.
I'm not entirely sure because we've done it multiple ways. We'll lock them in the room. We've had them in the same room one at a time with it, and they seem fine. But when they're both in the room together with this Roomba, it's all hell breaks loose. It's like they just get all gassed up with one another, and they're like, "Hey, let's go full tilt and let's destroy this thing." I need to find this. I forget what it's called. I'm gonna find this Amazon thing for you. And Mama Steel, thank you for chiming in. Amazon needs to show if your packages are being delivered or stolen. That would be good for people to have the ability, especially this time of year. I saw on the news it was like thousands of Amazon packages were just like dumped somewhere. Some of them open, some of them unopened. I forget where it was where they were saying, but I don't know. That shit's wild to me. People go actually mad when it's Christmas time and they need to get stuff or Santa needs to deliver things to their kids, their families, and shit like that. Is that the new day and age? Is that the new day of pirating? Is hijacking Amazon vans and just taking off with the equipment or whatever's in there?
Like that'll be the next Ben Affleck movie. Instead of them doing like breaking into Brinks trucks, they're breaking into Amazon trucks.
Yeah,
Amazon drivers are gonna have guns.
Yeah, it's not the town. It's fucking Prime. They just call it Prime. Yeah. Yeah. The suburbs. Yeah.
Yeah. Mama Steel, you getting a lot of porch pirates around there? I need to know, or is this just a concern?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Somebody just stole her laptop out from underneath her. She can't respond.
Right, it's gone. Damn porch pirates.
I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Elon's robot. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on it. And like I said, by the end of 2022, there's supposed to be a prototype, but don't think I'm pretty sure further in the article they were like, yeah, Elon has not hit one of his deadlines since he started publicly creating deadlines. So good on him, I guess. I mean, nobody's really said anything about it in that regard, but
no,
right.
he's trying.
He is trying. You got to give it to him. Did you happen to catch the episode Technology and Sciences? Tits.
I don't think it's yeah, no, I did get that one.
Are you all on board?
Oh, that was clever.
I mean, what's
Can I get my master's there?
Like, nobody has to go to the school, but people are so up in arms about it, and it's like, but here's the thing. It's probably Elon's funding this college. It's probably going to present a lot of opportunities for technological people. Does it really matter what the acronym for it is?
Change it to Dick. Nobody will care.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, no, it's fine. It's just Elon being Elon again.
Right.
Whatever he named his kids some weird fucking name too. I don't remember what it was. Epsilon or some shit like that.
Yeah.
All right. NASA's chief scientist says he has a plan to terraform Mars. He said, "Peace the fuck out." I thought he was retiring. Turned out he was actually quitting. That's my bad. He said, "Fuck you guys." By the way, I hold the secret to life on Mars. If you guys need me, I'll be back in my mansion. Give me a holler.
Peace among worlds.
Beautiful reference. Amazing. Not what I was anticipating. So they basically just say like they need to use this giant magnet and somehow like deflect they need to make the atmosphere thicker so that not as many rays penetrate through the atmosphere, and then it won't be so hot that it'll melt our skin just standing on it. And the way they break it down seems so easy, but I'm not sure that that's actually the case. But I mean, supposedly this guy, 12 years as director of NASA's Planetary Science Division, and the last 3 as its chief scientist. So maybe he's on to something. He knows something.
What if we've already done that like multiple times? What happens if Earth was the previous Mars?
See, that's what I'm wondering. So we're the third planet from the sun. Maybe we just like kind of keep working our way back or forward or whatever. Maybe we say Pluto's not a planet anymore, which there is debate once again that it might be. Maybe we say Pluto's not a planet anymore because we're like, no, we fucking desolated that thing. There's no way it could be a planet anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to think about that. What happens if what happens if really history didn't start until like the 1800s, and then they just made all that shit up about the Egyptians and Greek gods and everything else because they put that theory into us back then to say, hey, we're moving. This is where we need to start. It's the most logical. We won't end up like 2022 again. And here we are. It's 2022, and God, we're fucked.
Hey, we need to develop some sort of historical background to this world because people are going to be absolutely fucking stunned when we sit back and say, oh, no, actually, we came here, I don't know, 6,000 years ago. Not as long ago as we originally thought, or hell, even like you said, like maybe 200 years ago. And we have to restart this whole thing. It doesn't give you a whole lot of faith in humankind when you think of it like that, because then it's like, so you're saying in a couple hundred more years we're going to be doing this same shit. Okay, we need to get the whole Mars situation figured out. And we've even sent things to the sun recently, like they've touched down on the sun. I don't know if we should go that far.
Like putting something in a fire.
It's like
we just want to see it melt.
Yeah. Yeah, you ever do that as a kid? You're like, oh, you want to be the one to put like a paper plate in the fire when you're camping or something. Like everybody's got that little that weird itch that you're just like, we're all.
Dad finishes that 5th beer can, like, all right, this is the one he's gonna let me put in the fire.
Let me hear that bitch sizzle.
Yeah, Finally, he's like, "Yeah, go for it. Throw it in." And you're just like,
Whatever.
"Aw."
Yeah. He's throwing caution to the wind. He's down 5. Fuck it. Go ahead. Toss that thing in there.
It's think about it. It's possible, and they're not going to tell us that Noah's Ark was actually a space shuttle, and they took all the animals here, and they said, why don't we plant some fake bones? It'll be really cool and funny later on. People think there was dinosaurs and shit, but
they're digging them up, and they're like, these things died like 100 years ago. They're decomposed down to the bone. Or like, man, this thing's got to be at least 20,000 years old. Like, they just make up all this arbitrary bullshit, and they're just
right.
I just give them a number. The public won't look into it. It's fine. I saw this thing, and I don't know if you've come across this article recently. Scientists, I don't know if it was NASA or which entity, hired 23 theologians to determine how the humankind would react if we did come in contact with extraterrestrial life. And this just happened within the past month. Like, this just happened in December. I mean, I
think it
feel
depends
like
on the person.
Something's up with that, though. I like it. There's no way that we haven't experienced extraterrestrial life at this point. Then, if that's the case, maybe they're getting ready to tell us, "Hey, this world's fucked."
Yeah.
This is exactly what happened on Jupiter. Okay, guys. And look how that is now. We need to get moving. And this Jim Green is our answer to that question.
Who do they select? Maybe they only have so many spots. Maybe it's like I don't know. You get a random number and they pick you and you're like, all right, I won the lottery. I'm going. Where are these aliens taking me?
See, I don't know. What was that? Oh shit. Was that not the movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt? Basically, I can't think of it.
Oh, I never saw that one. All I know is that he woke her up early and he shouldn't have.
Yeah, that was a fucked up situation.
Spoiler. Sorry, guys.
I don't even remember the name of the movie. Somebody could probably fill us in. But yeah, what a bullshit thing to do. Pretty fucked up. And it's like, hey, we're gonna live and die before these people even get to their destination. So how fun is that? By the way, you want to procreate and shit now and just make sure that this planet is highly populated by the time we get there.
Yeah. It'll be really fun.
It'll be the bee's knees. He's like, I walked through all these pods and I thought you were the prettiest gal and I decided to let you out. So what do you say, sweetheart? Right. You want to give me some sugar or what? Yeah, that was a pretty fucked up movie. Yeah, the whole premise of that movie was pretty fucking wild, but they did it. Kudos to them. Facebook hosted 3 huge concerts in the Metaverse and they seriously flopped. If your AI looks anything like these people in the background, I can guarantee you it's gonna flop. Like, this is the most bullshit generic people I've ever seen. But they had huge names. Young Thug, I mean, huge names. I guess in pop culture now. I don't really listen to rap music, but David Guetta, Chainsmokers. So they did this whole New Year's Eve, New Year's 2022 thing.
Must have spent a lot of money on that.
Oh my god. They were like, maybe they just didn't even market this well. As they say here, not many people noticed, and they didn't really seem to give much of a shit. Apparently, I don't know. This whole Metaverse thing really, really has me in a bind. I think it would be cool. I don't think there's any way it gets used for good. Like, there's just no way. You meet the people. I mean, you see the people on the internet now. Like, I go on Facebook and there's like NFL groups and someone will post a meme or something in there. And you just look through the comments and it's just argument after argument. And it's just it's the dumbest shit that they're arguing about too. And it's like, guys, come on. Like, none of us clearly have the facts. Like the Antonio Brown situation. Okay, that just came up this past weekend. probably some CTE implications into his whole situation, but it's just like people are slaughtering each other, and they're like, he very clearly has CTE, and it's like nobody can confirm that though because he hasn't taken any tests. So while you're probably right, you cannot just base your entire argument on that.
Isn't that something that they test though? Like after you're dead, though, they like look at your brain after those guys have died and been like, "Holy shit, this guy had some major cases of CTE."
But I think they can do it like in waves. I would think like, okay, you do like some sort of imaging of his brain now, and then do it like maybe a year from now and see if there's any deterioration or anything like that. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fucking brain surgeon. I've played Operation a few times back in the day. But
you stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last week.
I saw this thing. It was like, by the way, the internet has some amazing stuff on it too. I saw this meme and it was like, this situation finally came. I was on a plane. Somebody was having some sort of breathing issues. They couldn't breathe. They stand up. Is anybody a doctor? And I stood up and I was like, this is my shining moment. I said, yes, I am. And I tried to do a field trach and it failed. And I was so close. So I'm thinking about actually going to med school now. Like it was one of those it was one of those things where it's like, okay, all right, I got you. But that's what it seems like. It's like everybody.
I don't know. It's such entertainment though. Like that's all it is. And I feel like I don't have a Facebook. I don't have any of that stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons because I feel like I'd go down a rabbit hole of like, well, I don't know. This guy said this and this guy said that. Now they're arguing. It's kind of funny to watch. And then 2 hours go by and you're like, all right, well, these idiots argue.
And I'd never done that before, but for some reason, like I look at the memes and I usually just go about my day. Now I look at the meme and it's like, well, let's see what like at least the first 10 comments look like. And then it was like some guy comes in just guns a-blazing and you're like, oh, that's going to catch some traction. So then you open up those replies to that. And you're right. It is an absolute rabbit hole.
Some people are so passionate and others just do it
I know.
Just to get that reaction out of people and they don't realize it.
I know. There's some guy at home just rock hard. Like this is what gets it. Like, this is what does it for me.
It goes back to Rick and Morty when he's like, remember that time you left that note on YouTube and then they said those are the comments and you waited up till 4:00 in the morning because it says takes one to know one and then you didn't respond back. Or whatever it was. It was hilarious. It was just like, it's so true. Like people are doing that. They're like, I can't go anywhere. I gotta wait for this guy to respond.
That's exactly what it is. Where it's like, and that happened to me. Okay, so I was put in this situation, and I just kind of let the whole thing pass. I was so ready to come back. So a couple years back, I forget the quarterback's name. Motz or Mertz, the quarterback for Wisconsin, his rookie season.
Oh yeah, Mertz.
His rookie season. One of the first games he plays in against Illinois. And I'm an Illinois fan. And he balls out. He has like 4 or 5 touchdowns, like 300 yards, something like that. And people are just raving about him. And I was like, listen, like I'm an Illinois fan. Let's see what it looks like when he plays a real defense first, okay, before we get all excited. This kid has bombed ever since, and I'm like, do I go back? Do I let the guy know? Like
let it go by like 4 years and be like, told you so.
Yeah, one of those. It's one of those. This tweet didn't age well situations. It's just double back on him and just hammer down.
Funny you bring up that game because I think we were at a bar because it was either like a Friday night game or something, and I could vividly remember it, and somebody that we were with was like, oh man, Mertz is gonna be great, look at this. And I just like looked at him and goes, it's Illinois. Like he looks good now, just wait. Yeah, pump your brakes, it's game 1.
Whoa, yeah. Let's take
Like,
it down.
I
a
wish the
notch.
Bears could play the Giants every week.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what it was. Now, and that was probably the same year that Jonathan Taylor came in, too, I think. Or maybe the year
It could have
before, or
been,
whatever.
So,
It had to have been right around the same time. And it was just like, oh, fuck off. Like, come on. Like, and here's the thing is, it was like, I was looking at it from a fan of the team that just got destroyed's perspective. I was like, why
and
wouldn't
you
I
were
want to
thinking,
talk?
oh shit, it's gonna be a terrible year.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, oh man, just like any other one.
I hope we win a game this year.
We did make a bet during this season. You being a Notre Dame fan, they did not happen to get past. Who was it? Georgia? They were supposed to get past, or Cincinnati?
Yeah, they would have made it if they would have been Cincinnati, and then I'm pretty sure they would have won. And then you would be here probably coming up this weekend or the next weekend, helping me cut some wood for the wood stove. But
just hacking wood, yeah.
Good thing you didn't, say, well, if it doesn't happen, I owe you this. So I'm pretty much off the hook. It was a really good bet for me, and I lost nothing.
It was. I was like, you know what? I'll go see my cousin. That's what I was hoping for. Just kidding. Psych. Let's get into this one here. We got a couple media things coming up. So this is what blows my mind, okay? Marvel has all these issues with their rights to characters, whether it's Sony or Fox. Now the Fox issues, have been resolved now that they own Fox. But you're telling me there's going to be 3 different fucking Batman this year in 3 different franchises? So there's going to be, Ben Affleck's Batman and Michael Keaton's Batman are actually going to kind of be in the same universe. But the whole Robert Pattinson and then these other 2 taking place, I don't know. It really bugs me that rights to characters in movies is such a big deal, and that we can't just have everything that we want. Like, why can't we have Spider-Man be involved with the X-Men and shit like that? But DC seems to be doing just fine with that.
Spoiler alert. Why can't we just have it be like the next, Spider-Man just was, and just have all these Batmans come together in one movie and fight each other?
Ooh.
Sorry, everybody. I didn't even see the movie, and I already know the spoiler.
Oh, no. So that was one of the things we intended to do today, was talk about it. And it's probably a good thing Rod wasn't here, because our benchmark...
He didn't see it?
No, we saw it together. We double dated it.
Oh.
We took the wives.
Nice. Lucky gals.
It was one of these situations. It was like Megan sat over here, and then it was me, and then Rod, and then his wife sat on. So Rod and I could sit next to each other also in the middle and just kind of giggle and elbow each other when certain things happen. But
that's cute.
But so we're using Papa Steele as our benchmark, because he hasn't seen it yet. And
sorry, Uncle Mike.
I was pissed, but in any case, good thing Rod wasn't on the show today, because he would have just spilled the fucking beans, man. Like, we've been holding this thing in for a couple weeks now, and we're just kind of busting at the seams. So in the meantime, what I've been doing is I have gone back and binged the entire Game of Thrones series again. Yeah, let's. By the way, rewatching season 8. I don't
disappointed.
know. I don't hate it as much as I did, because there's less anticipation now. But it's just like they built up these characters, and you're like, they have to be the pivotal characters in this whole series, and then they're like, nah. Like in the book, there's I forget the actual name of the prophecy. It's like the king who was promised, or the queen who was promised, and the whole time you're led to believe it's John. And then he just says, "Yeah, I'm fucking done. No thanks."
I'm just shocked you could read.
Okay, listen here, pal. By the way, I'm diving back into Matthew McConaughey's.
I'm gonna have to pick up a copy of that.
I really enjoyed it. I really do. He talks about like he was a shit. What's the word? Like a transfer student in Australia for a year, and they were like, "All right, but you have to commit for a year." So okay, fine, whatever, no big deal. He lives with this family at first, and they're like, they tell him like, all right, you have to call us mom and pop. You have to like, you have a curfew. They say they live right out on the outskirts of Sydney, and they actually live like 5 hours away. So he thinks he's going to be on beaches and stuff, and he's not. And like all these things. And so he lives with them for a few months, and he goes into the office, and he's like, I will not live with them for the entire year. Like, hey, listen, I'm not giving up on this, but I'm not living with them for the entire year. So it gets to be like his 325th day, and he's getting ready to get on the plane, and all these other families that he lived with, they're saying bye and everything. And they're like, hey, how did you like living with that family? So they set him up with that family intentionally as like this big, like, yeah, go fuck yourself, you American kind of thing. And then they make a huge joke out of it at the end. And it's pretty interesting. He talks about how he got high after the Longhorns won and danced naked in his jasmine garden or whatever it was.
Just living the life.
I mean, you read some of it and you're like, I'm not bold enough to do half of that shit. Kudos to you, Matthew, and your career.
Right?
Okay, so let's say
I'm gonna pick up a copy of that.
Let's say Notre Dame wins. What's the celebration for you?
Oof, I don't know. I'd call your brother and we'd probably be crying on the phone, going, "We did it! We did it! This is."
Yeah, finally he comes so close, so many years, and just fallen short. But he did get arrested for that. Yeah, he spent like a night in jail, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have that dream because it'd be a pipe dream for Illinois to win it.
If Illinois ever does that, I'll probably be dead from all the alcohol I drink to be like, is this real? Like,
yeah.
This is worse than COVID.
If they won the Big Ten, I would be like that at this point. Like if they even made it out of their conference, I would be like that.
Let's Juice Williams do it. Maybe they can come back. Rashard Mendenhall, Juice Williams.
Yeah, who's still got eligibility? Yeah, who's still got eligibility? Let's bring them back. All those people that graduated early and shit like that. Come on back.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is Bielema still there?
Who?
Who's the coach there?
It's the old Wisconsin coach.
Yeah, Brett Bielema, right?
Big boy. I know that much.
Yeah.
I'm not good with coaches' names. I knew Lovie Smith, but that's because he coached the Bears.
Is this where I plug in John Harbaugh?
Oh, what do we have? No, we're not doing that. No, that would be devastating. That'd be sad. You know what that would do?
It would, but
all of these Ohio State, Cleveland, Cincinnati fans, the true Ohioans that absolutely despise Michigan. And I just saw an article that was like, "Hey, Harbaugh might be coming back to the NFL," and I was like, if Tommy breathes this into existence at all, I'm gonna be mad. But I mean, you got to think he did
try to shut it down. Yep,
he did.
He was there. He played for the Bears,
and he took San Fran to the Super Bowl.
And by the way, to all you Ohio State fans, you almost lost to Utah, a Mormon state. Congrats.
All right, this is where look, now everybody left the show. We got no viewers now. I know.
Perfect. Now we can talk about some real shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope he doesn't. Actually, I'd be interested. I'd be interested to see.
Just for a year. And then we'd be like, oh, he sucks. Who do they draft? They probably draft somebody stupid. Kevin White.
Hey, I'll tell you what though, I wouldn't hate one of those Ohio State receivers.
Oh, for sure. I'd take
Olave.
Who is it? Smith. Who you just went off in the Rose Bowl? Smith.
Yeah.
I can't remember his second part of his last name, but he's a stud too.
I want Olave. Yeah.
Olave, big up. Yeah. Well, look at Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Holy shit! I'll take that in Chicago if Justin Fields gets Olave.
I mean, the difference there being that Cincinnati has an offensive line. We do not. I sent you that meme the other day. Hey, Matt Nagy looking over at Justin Fields. I drew up this little play for you, okay? It's Justin Fields in the backfield. Nobody blocking. You throw, score a touchdown, okay? That's what we're going to do on this next one. Listen, man, work on those sprinting drills. Get some rollouts because you're going to be doing that in the entirety of your season.
Do you think he says good luck after every play? Don't die. Good luck. He's got
that.
He's a five-step drop back.
He's got the Kirk Cousins with COVID mentality. The fucking if I die, I die.
Bring it on.
I mean, you have to feel bad. Like, I mean, this is what Joe Burrow went through in his rookie season, not to the same degree, because in comparison, Joe Mixon being a better running back than David Montgomery.
Oh, for sure.
Where he had a few different weapons that we don't necessarily have. But, I mean, Joey B, I mean, his knee was gone. And what's up with the decision making? Why are we starting? I forgot Nick Foles was even on the fucking roster until he started the other day. They're like, let's get a stock up. Yeah. Get a stock up. Some bullshit team will want him. Let's send him off.
Maybe we could still trade him for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, but who going to the playoffs is going to need a quarterback?
Philly could take it back. Look what he did the first time.
Actually, you could talk about the Saints. I don't think Taysom Hill's really cutting it.
For sure. No, I would take – if I was the Saints, I would legitimately go, hey, we'll give you a 6th or 7th round draft pick. Give us Foles. And what do you lose? You don't start the Northwestern quarterback. What the hell is that guy's name? Do they still have that guy? Starts with an S. Simeon.
Trevor Simeon. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think he was doing that bad before they took him back out.
Yeah. But who's drafted a quarterback from Northwestern? Like, are you kidding me? Like, have you seen Northwestern? That's like...
I don't know. Who takes a quarterback from BYU with like the 2nd or 3rd overall pick?
The Jets.
I mean, yeah, I guess if you look historically at what their franchise has done, you could probably see it coming. I mean, this is the same team that had the fucking butt fumble with Mark Sanchez.
Who went there? Steve Young? Maybe they're like, oh, yeah, Steve Young. He's the next Steve Young right now. Somebody fact check that. I don't know if I'm
right. All right, let's get into our next topic here before we just go off on football. BMU shows off car that changes color at the touch of a button. Is this good? Is this bad? First of all, why do you need to do it? And maybe they only set it up so that you have to be parked in order to change it. Because then, like we talked about when we first kind of teased this article here, why wouldn't you just change the color of your car if you were in a high-speed chase or something?
Right? Or is it like a mood ring? And you like get in, you're like, "Ooh, he's pissed today. It's red.
Let's leave him alone. Give him some space."
Right? Yeah. Like this guy's pissed. Don't be tailgating him.
Or you're like me, like you're just toting along, not a care in the world, probably like a yellowish hue. And then one person does something wrong. Yeah. Pink, because I just got love for the entire world in that moment. Yeah. And then one person just ruins the entirety of the thing. And then it's red for the rest of the trip. Like, I don't care how long I was in a good mood. One little thing, it's red for the rest of the fucking way.
It's yellow when you have to piss. You're like, oh, this guy's really going to pee. Get out of his way.
Oh, my God.
When would you ever change your color to yellow or brown? Like, what is this color spectrum? Are they giving the whole
That's
Roy
a
G.
good point.
Biv, or what are we doing here?
Oh. So the example they give is a pearl white to a medium gray in an instant. That seemed pretty fucking similar to me.
Right.
So here, let's watch this little.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's super cool. Like,
I mean, that is slick.
but think about it then. Then you could do like advertising on your car like that. Like, you would be a driving billboard. And think how many more
Yeah,
accidents there'd be.
absolutely. You think there'd be more accidents?
Oh, think you could have like, what are you thinking on like Twitter posts and Facebook posts, and like, I'm just gonna put that on my car. Like, I want everyone to know what I'm thinking and doing.
Just virtual bumper stickers, like
Yeah.
a ticker that comes across that's like Antonio Brown doesn't have CTE or some controversial shit that you're gonna put on the side of your car that's gonna make people just turn that wheel.
Somebody cuts you off, you could have it like right in the front, be like, "Oh, go fuck yourself," with a bunch of middle fingers, and like, yeah, you can get creative. I think it could be good. It really, it's a way for people to express themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think this whole thing looks cool the way it just kind of like pans over like that.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
It is slick, but I mean, first of all, let's talk about the fact that it's BMW. This car is fucking expensive to begin with. And now you're going to pay for this added feature that really doesn't do a whole lot for you. And people are going to do it.
Oh, for sure.
People are going to pay the money for it. And you just have to sit back and be like, why? Now, don't get me wrong. I own a lot of shit that I have no purpose for. And I bought it on a whim. And I'm like, why the fuck do I need this? But it doesn't cost me tens of thousands of dollars, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it. Because I just don't have that kind of money. Otherwise, I would, yeah. In the grand scheme of things, yes, there's probably tens of thousands of dollars worth of shit in here that I don't use anymore. But I don't know. I don't understand why. So you're telling me that BMW could be making a car more fuel efficient? They could be making a car that runs on some sort of, they probably have their own electric car or whatever the case may be. They could be making a car that doesn't even, maybe it just has a fucking sail and the wind just drives this thing, and then you don't even have to worry about electricity either. But instead, they're telling us we have the capability now to change the color of your car with a touch of a button. If you don't like the color, don't fucking buy the car. Like, I mean,
right.
Anymore, you can, or just go to a shop and get it painted. Like, you're telling me in the next week you're gonna dislike that color so much you want to change it again?
Right, you'll park somewhere, change the color, and be like, "Where did I
park?" This thing is just a recipe for hitting the panic button. Like, that's all it is. You got it in your pocket. You hit the change color button somehow, some way. It changes color. Now you got to be like, well, fuck, I got to pay attention to my license plate number, or I got to hit this panic button. So everywhere I go, people are thinking I'm an asshole because I never know where my car is.
Right? No, I can see that. But would you change the color of your car today? Like, go look at your car and be like, all right, would I want it any, like, I have a white pickup truck. Would I want it any different? Probably not.
I would change mine to not be white. Buying a white car was the worst decision I ever made. Oh.
I can see that. It gets really dirty, and then you're just like, well, we'll make this black. And then it'll be like, oh, it's not dirty anymore.
But then I'd just leave it black. I'd be like, if I could just go back and buy it black, then I'd be done.
That's true. That's true.
That'd be it for me. Like, all right, I accomplished what I needed to accomplish. Now I'm moving on from it.
Right.
All right. Betty White dies at the age of 99. Anti-vaxxers are like, hey, it's probably because of the boosters for COVID. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because she's fucking 99.
That can't be it.
I have to imagine Betty White was just slamming booze on a regular basis. just snorting lines. And I don't know, maybe she's not. Maybe she's not the party animal that I think she is. But
it's a key to a long life.
Little booger sugar and a few booze.
Oh yeah. Old snort skis.
Snort skis. 3 days before she died. Received her COVID-19 booster 3 days before she died. I mean, okay, so she got her booster. What about the first 1 or 2 shots that she had? Tell me those didn't have anything to do with,
Right.
her health. Come on, let's not get all wrapped up.
I want to know what else she was doing 3 days beforehand, because we could put it on that.
She had like I don't remember. I mean, she was slated to turn 100 like not too long from now. I don't think
January like 17th or something like that. It was very close.
Yeah, maybe that's what Pop Steel was referencing earlier. The 12th, maybe
12th. Oh, okay, the 12th. Yeah.
If that is what he was referencing earlier, if not, we'll just ignore that. He typos shit all the time, so he could have actually been trying to spell a word there. We could have just got it wrong. But I don't know. I do have questions now. I mean, we could get into this whole wild thing about theories of COVID, what it is, blah blah blah. I guess I just don't understand. For me, how they're saying like, oh, Omicron is the one that is spiked, and it's like, well, how do you know? Like, who's reporting which strand of the virus they're getting? Are we just assuming it's all Omicron now, or?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how any of that works.
I just don't know. Like, these numbers, something has to be inaccurate about the numbers, because I don't know who's reporting it.
The media. It can't be accurate.
I wanted to give a nice little like RIP to Betty White, but this just leads right into a rabbit hole. It
does. It's like I think that's what they want. They're like, take this nice, awesome old lady and just how can we turn it so that people are like, oh yeah, let's make this controversial, instead of being like, wow, she lived a great 99 years, and like that's a ton.
But yeah, so to touch on it,
what? Wasn't she in the service too? I feel like she was. Maybe I have to do some fact check on that, but I want to say she was in some part of the service. So salute to Betty White for her service. Again, I'll have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure.
You're just making up all sorts of shit on this week's
episode. I know, right? People are eating it up, though. Let me tell you.
I know, and that's the thing, is it's like here's the problem. Is we could sit here and just go and just make shit up. Oh, the 12th is when okay. There we
go. She was U.S. Army, served as a volunteer for the American Women's Voluntary Services in World War II. So Thank you, Betty White.
Big respect for Betty White. Absolutely. Oh, she's
for sure.
I mean, that just makes her that much better. And then, like Kit touched on earlier, like the fake feud with Ryan Reynolds during the shooting of The Proposal with Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds, Betty White. Oh, it was hilarious. Just absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
You gotta love it. You gotta respect that she buys into shit like that too. But that's the thing, is it's like she plays this like raunchy grandma in a lot of her roles now, at least. To where you're like, oh, I bet she's a fun fucking time. There's no way she's not.
I bet you halfway through the night she'd probably call me a pussy, and then I would probably have to drink more or do whatever she's doing.
Yeah, probably. This is a real. You just get fish hooked like that, and you get reeled in. Just, come on, you bitch, basically, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. All right. Betty White just bonged 6 beers.
No.
I'm gonna have to bong 6 beers now.
Are you puking over there? Like, no, I just have a sneeze.
Just wiping the tears out of your eyes and the snot from your nose. Just like,
right.
Oh man. All right, let's wrap it up with this. Pope Francis. Okay. He said, owning dogs or cats or any sort of pet. That is inhumane, my friend. That takes away from humanity. How about, why don't we lean into things like, I don't know, there's people who sell their farts on the internet. Like that seems like that takes away from humanity to me. Kind of a weird leg to stand on in terms of all the different things you could pick for, okay, opting pets over children. If I looked at some of these, what they're calling like reality stars now, these people on the internet that are making money in very odd ways. Kudos to them, though. I mean, they've got their own hustle and they probably make a lot of money. But I'm not sure that's someone I would want to have a child. Maybe the pet would be the better route, and that would save humanity.
I could agree with that. But where did he get this idea? Like, who came to him and be like, "Oh, Pope, you never guess what's happening out there," and he's like, "Whoa, we gotta put a stop to this."
People are adopting dogs all over the world. Are you shitting me? I mean, it's not that he's saying you can't have pets, but it's like pets over children. Yeah, like even still, it's like
there's two different responsibilities there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe let's say a lot of these people have more like enough money to take care of a pet because it's like, all right, you feed it. Hopefully, you only take it to the vet maybe once or twice a year. Best case scenario, typically. And then you get
your
it
dog maybe once or twice a day too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, feed that thing like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. But no, au contraire, mon frere. No. That whole thought process that is going against humanity. We are here for people and people only, and we must procreate. More children of God.
Yeah, what about the pets of God?
Hey, all dogs go to heaven. We know that.
Sure.
We know that. Seen the movies.
They wouldn't make a movie about it if it isn't true.
That's a good point. Yeah. Like I Am Legend. Oh, let's talk about that.
Oh yeah.
I Am Legend. They go to create the cure for a virus, which ends up creating a virus, which ends up turning people into zombies, which might be Betty White's going to turn into a zombie. She just got her booster. We're going to wrap it up there for today.
It's like a Bill Murray Zombieland kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. Bill fucking Murray. Oh shit, dude! It was just a joke. He gets like blasted with a shotgun. That's what happens when you sneak up on someone dressed as a zombie when you're in a zombie apocalypse.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, comedy. They say timing is everything in comedy, and that was just poor timing, I think, on Bill Murray's part, because it did in that movie cost him his life. But
it's still funny.
Amazing. I need to go back and watch those. Second one stunk, but it's Woody Harrelson's still. Woody Harrelson's still in it, so I do enjoy that.
He's worth a watch, yeah.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. True Detective season 1.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Is there a better show? I can't think of one.
There is not a better single season show in history. Absolutely not.
Like, as soon as they came out with season 2, I was like, yeah, they're not going to top that. They should have saved this for season 3.
Yeah. I haven't watched season 3 yet, but the Vince Vaughn, Colin Farrell season, which is season 2, it's okay.
Season 3 is better than season 2, but it's no season 1. It's worth a watch. If you sit down and watch it, you're like, okay, it's kind of got that same vibe to it, but season 1 was just like, you could watch. I could watch it on repeat, and I'd be like, I'm okay with this.
Which, by the way, and I also make no money off this, but he talks about being Rusty Cole in the book. So go ahead, get yourself a copy.
All right, I might have to give myself a copy here.
But like I said, we're going to wrap it up there for today. Tommy, thank you for having the ability to fill in. I know you don't ever have shit going on anyway, so
it's cold and snowy here. What am I going to do?
I have like a phone tree, and you're at the top of it because for the most part you say yeah, and then it's like, ah, shit, Tommy's okay. We got a mad scramble to find somebody after that. Typically,
did you hear that? You hear that, Jenny? I'm number one.
Oh, okay. By the way, I don't know if you've caught this at all. Rod calls you guys the Terror Twins, and I think it's hilarious. I I know the inaccuracies of it, but he from what I heard, I had to step out and take care of the dog and everything. And from what I heard when I came back, Rod and I were talking about it. He goes, I had no idea what to say. He's like, I was hoping they were just going to tear into each other. So there was just this long silence until I came back, basically. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm surprised he didn't take the opportunity to ask for another story about me, which there's so few. Most of them are cool stories to tell. Like what a legend this guy is and things like that. But
well, I got my stories.
Yeah.
Jenny doesn't have any stories of you because
we didn't talk to her.
I told you guys never to talk to her, which is good. I appreciate you guys doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was so close to feeding into that on the show, but it was like I can't ask her to carve out an hour per day for us to just ignore her the entire time. That would be a cruel.
That would have been great. Tommy, can you ask Jenny if she approves of this? Like,
yeah.
Jenny, Matt wants to know if you. Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah. We should have played it like that situation. A little more communication for next year's event if we decide to host it again next year. But we'll leave it at that. R.I.P. Betty White. John Madden passed away too, not too long ago. Tough. Not a good end of the year.
So I text you guys that. I go, hey guys, John Madden just died. Your brother responds back, thought he was already dead.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people out there. Because when I saw the article about Betty White, I was like, I haven't heard anything about her in a long time. Did she already die? And I'm just now seeing this. Or
news?
Yeah.
Let me hit refresh here quick.
Tough spot. I hope in respect to his name that they do finally develop a Madden game that is worth playing because it's been the same game for the past 10 years.
Not taking 8 hours to download like your brother claims.
Yeah. I think he told us to download it like New Year's Eve at like 8 a.m. so we'd be able to get a game in before the new year, before 2022 took place. I mean, yeah, they are rather large files. It is what it is. Not John Madden's fault. I mean, not to discredit his name at all. I want to watch the doc. They just put a doc out, and it seems like they were like waiting for him to die because that documentary went out like the day after he passed.
They timed it. They're like, hey, when's he gonna die? Right about now. Oh, okay. Let's time this 2 days afterwards.
Yeah, right. Didn't it seem like? I mean, they had to have put all these clips together before, like, there had to have been a production team, like, and I haven't watched it, so maybe it is just like a huge mashup of John Madden moments, which, I mean, you could scour the internet and put that together within a day or two, probably. But
for sure.
But if there's like any actual production value to it, it seems kind of like disgusting that it happens so fast.
Yeah. I don't know, but by 2021, and let's see what 2022 brings.
Absolutely. You got any? Was there any resolutions going into this year? I don't do that shit anymore.
No,
I'm not kidding.
Try not to suck.
Who am I kidding? You know, like maybe I write down some goals or something, but I'm not gonna like. This isn't one of those gym rat season. It's all about getting bigger, bro. Pass.
You're married now. What are you gonna need to go to the gym for?
I'm getting bigger. It's just this way. As I engulf my second and probably my third.
Right. I know I need a refill.
Nice glass. Nice glass.
Oh, thank you.
Like, get a lot of compliments up there in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I usually have to explain it. Like, oh, what are you doing up here? Like, oh, I like to torture myself.
Yeah. About how long have you been there now?
Well, I've been technically, so with the company I work for over 10 years. Just hit my 10-year mark in July. I lived here until I graduated college. I moved up here right away, and then it's probably 2011 until about 2016, and then we moved to Arizona for a year. I was in Louisiana for a year after then, and then we moved back in 2018. So all in all, say I've been here 7-8 years. So
yeah. Oh, so you effectively got out, and you were like, no, let's go back.
yeah, that's the whole get married thing brings you right back here. So I loved Arizona. I loved Louisiana, and but we do love it here. It's nice. Besides these cold winters, but there's definitely benefits to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could do like us and go dog sledding, like we're gonna be doing in Alaska, probably where you guys are at if you really wanted to.
Now that I've got your secret, yeah, I'm gonna be using that in the backyard here. So I appreciate that. Share your secrets.
Listen, when them things go, you guys, so I have a GoPro and I have like this chest harness that I can hook up. I am so excited for the videos to come from this thing. I got to dig it out of the closet.
I better see that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'll put together a little mashup for the episode after when we come back. That'll be a fun little thing. But thank you everybody who chimed in, everybody who watched. For those of you who don't watch, you know where you could catch us: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever normal people listen to their favorite podcasts. We are still on those. And by the way, Spotify now, you can watch the video on Spotify. Yeah.
I like it.
We're doing some unique shit. We're trying it out. By trying it out, I mean, it doesn't cost us extra money or anything. Like, they said you could do it, and we're like, fuck it, why not? Let's do it.
Right.
From us to you, and as always, cheers.